Hey everyone, it's good to see everyone who's here. Thanks for coming out and joining us today. I'm here with my good partner here, Double J, Justin Jones, and we're here to talk about open source AI acceleration with our partnership with Dell Technologies and AMD. So super excited to dive into this topic today. It's an exciting time, right? We're seeing AI is transforming organizations, is transforming business at such an amazing pace, right? And we know that those organizations that are going to, be very profitable and successful during the AI era are going to be those who can figure out how to harness its power the most quickly and to its fullest extent. So we've got a framework, we've got a Dell AI Factory that brings together services, accelerated infrastructure, and of course an open ecosystem to help organizations of any size accelerate their AI innovation. So we're super excited about that. And when we think about the Dell AI Factory, the core of that is a concept of an open ecosystem. We heard a lot about the open ecosystem this morning, right? It's essential for helping organizations innovate with flexibility. And so as part of that, we've partnered with AMD to go deliver well-rounded solutions so that customers can really maximize and take advantage of their AI investment, right? AI is expensive, we all know that. And so we're here with AMD to help make sure that our customers can maximize that investment, get the most out of it. Distributed inferencing is something that was talked about, and we're going to talk a little more about that here in a little bit. So one of the other common themes that was mentioned during today's keynote was an idea around trust, right? And the way you build trust is by understanding the challenges that a lot of organizations are going through. And so we've been there. We've had a lot of conversations with customers. We understand what challenges they're facing. There's a lot of complexity when it comes to AI, right? There's a lot of concerns, and it takes a lot of time to figure these out, right? Whether it's, hey, how do I take an application? How do I make it intelligent? How do I infuse AI into it? How do I navigate the silicon complexity in my environment? Right? How do I navigate the cloud dependency costs or cloud dependency that I'm seeing within my organization? Once you introduce AI, the inferencing, it's something that just hypnotizes people and they just want to do it. But it's very costly. It's extremely costly. So we want to partner with, we're partnering with AMD and our customers to help ensure that we provide solutions to address these concerns, right? These are the concerns that we know organizations are facing. And when you think about the investments in AI, right, one of the biggest things, opportunities, is leveraging a PC, the preeminent productivity tool that we all use on a day-to-day basis. If we can bring AI workloads onto the device to leverage it there, we can address a lot of these concerns, but it's not that easy, right? So we believe that there's two types of paths when we're experiencing or considering on-device AI adoption. There's the buy path, and that generally means that we're leveraging the AI software features that are delivered through a lot of our software ISVs, right? So they come with a host of features. They usually operate as plug and play, and we're often utilizing those. The other path is the really exciting one, and that's the build, right? So now you can build applications using your own data and running them locally on your AI PCs, right? That's pretty transformative. That's pretty cool. So with our partnership with AMD, as customers are navigating this and they're determining, whether it's buy or build, whether it's, turnkey solutions or more personalized AI, we partner with AMD to ensure that we can help customers navigate both with simplicity and speed. Simplicity and speed is going to be a common theme that you're going to hear throughout the conversation. Let's talk about build first, right? I'm really excited about build And we we announced this back in January, but we just launched it a couple weeks ago. It's called Dell Pro AI Studio. And what Dell Pro AI Studio does is it enables you to bring AI to your PCs, right? Develop an AI application and make it as easy as cloud, right? So how does that actually work? Dell Pro AI Studio is made up, it's a toolkit that includes frameworks, it includes validated tools, and these are models that are tuned to the NPU, okay? And so with Dell Pro AI Studio, you can take an application, a homegrown application, you can supercharge it, make it AI capable, and then the developer will do that, and then he's gonna hand it off to the ITDM, and they can actually manage this through the Dell Management Portal in Microsoft Intune and scale it to your fleet of AI PCs, right? Distributed inferencing, remember, we talked about that earlier, so here's a really good example of what it is. And I know what you're all thinking right now. You're like, hey, what's the big deal? Models, familiar with that one? How is this different? Well, the key thing that I mentioned, it's tuned to the NPU. The neural processing unit is the new kid on the block. It hasn't been around long. So it's not as easy to just take an existing model and build an application and put it out there, right? That has to happen. And we're making it easy because it's a brand new technology. And there's complexity with making this happen, right? So you can actually take your application and marry it, take a model, go to the Dell Enterprise Hub, Hugging Face, marry that to an application or build a brand new one. And then you can manage it through Microsoft Intune. And the cool thing about this is that it's silicon agnostic. So what that means is that it's gonna work depending on whatever silicon you have. That application just needs to be written once and it'll work across. So we actually worked with an ISV who was working with a different silicon vendor who will remain nameless for the purposes of this because we're respectful of AMD. And it took them a significant amount of time to actually have their application run on an NPU, right? So they came to us. And when our engineers from Dell Pro AI Studio got involved, they were able to have that running on a different silicon in less than 2 minutes. So with this, we believe that we can take AI application development and reduce it by 75%, going from 6 months to 6 weeks. So that is really transformative, right? Tuned to the NPU, distributed inferencing made real, right? Here's the cool thing about it. It's 100% free. No extra cost on this. It's all, like you can all do it. If you got developers that are out there, they can help and make this happen. And when I think about, transforming your applications and the models that are out there, here are some really good examples in terms of what that looks like. So you can build intelligent chatbots that are capable of delivering customer service. Some of those models from Phigemma. You can do, or deliver customer support, right? You can also do content moderation. They can also be done, right? Now you're taking a database application, homegrown that exists, and you're supercharging that and infusing that with some of these cool capabilities, right? Automate detection for offensive or harmful images, or translation transcription using Whisper model, right? Or enabling advanced image recognition with CLIP. All of these models tested and validated that run on the NPU and will run on Dell AI PCs, right? Pretty cool stuff. Now, if you're not ready to dive into the Dell Pro AI Studio yourself, we do offer a service as well. So services that can help you with everything from the initial strategy to the building the solution, deploying it across your fleet, and configuring it for management, right? We can do all the heavy lifting for you. You don't have to lift a finger. So I've talked a lot about the build side of the house. Let's talk about the buying AI side of the house, right? So what we're seeing is a lot of collaborations with ISVs with AMD, and through our partnership, they're already building applications, and they're enhancing those applications that are going to run on the NPU, right? They test it out there. These are great because they work as plug and play. And when you have these capabilities in there, you can do some pretty transformative things, right? You can do things that, faster content creation. You can do things like enhancement to your photos and videos, or you can do some really cool productivity enhancements that are available on our Dell Copilot Plus PCs, which are the unique on-device AI experiences like Recall, which is like acts as a time machine for your PC. Windows Studio Effects, it offers background blur. We're using a lot of background blur in a lot of our virtual meetings. And when you're running that black background blur on your NPU, it's not weighing down your CPU and GPU, so that results in a really great PC experience. And then, of course, live translations. So, again, simplicity and speed when it comes to ISV applications that are purchased and are running on the device, right? So you've got the build, you've got the buy, they're all running on this. And the best experience for doing that is going to be your Dell Copilot Plus PCs. With AMD, we have partnered together to deliver products across our whole AI device portfolio, which includes AI PCs, Dell Copilot Plus PCs, and high-performance AI workstations. And the AI PCs, they're great for knowledge workers that want to integrate, faster productivity, creativity, and efficiency into their day-to-day, leveraging AI. The Copilot Plus PC is designed for advanced AI experiences, right? It's got AMD Ryzen Pro processor as part of it. It's the highest performing NPU on the market today, and it's best for running concurrent AI applications, right? So when you think about the future and really future-proofing your device and not wanting to be left behind and really taking advantage of the AI PC and running workloads locally, a Copilot Plus PC is really your best bet. And through our partnership with AMD, we're including a Copilot Plus PC experiences across our entire line of Dell Pro laptops, which means we're making it more accessible for more customers to be able to get these unique on-device experiences. So we're really excited about that one. The applications that are being built today, they will leverage an NPU tomorrow, right? So it is extremely critical to invest in an AI PC, right? Think about the future and maximize your AI investment in running things locally. So a little analogy here, right? You can run a marathon in flip-flops. You'll finish. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be extremely painful on your feet. But with the right sneakers, you can actually complete it faster and with less strain on your feet, right? So think about that when you're considering investments in an AI PC. And so I want to wrap up really quickly with our partnership with AMD, right? And why Dell is the right choice. So first and foremost, we are #1 worldwide in AI PCs according to IDC Share. That means no one else has sold more AI PCs than us over the last year. We understand the needs of our customers. We understand what they're seeking in on-device AI experiences. We're leading on-device AI with Dell Pro AI Studio. And with that, we're enabling customers to take advantage of AMD's highest performing NPU running workloads directly on the device. We protect AI workloads, right? Data, models, because we have the industry's most secure commercial AI PCs, right? We're the first and only to provide built-in security checks for common vulnerabilities and exposures, right? We have Safe ID with Control Vault, which takes credentials and stores them in a separate security chip away from the OS, keeping it safe from vulnerabilities. We offer BIOS verification and indicators of attack that can help prevent threats before they do harm. We are the most manageable commercial AI PCs. We make it super easy for our customers to be able to manage their devices from the cloud through Dell Management Portal and Microsoft Intune. So your BitLocker keys, your BIOS passwords, and all of your applications for your PCs, it's all done with simplicity and speed over the cloud. And we're not just thinking about the PC experience. We take that approach, the end-to-end device management from your PCs to your peripherals, right? And with Dell Pro AI Studio, you can manage your applications and your models. Model management made easy with Dell Pro AI Studio to the edge. But unfortunately, it's not just all about the PC, Justin, and that's why you're here.
No, not quite. Thanks, Isaac. And there's definitely a theme, though, going on. Lisa mentioned this today, how we're moving from development into deployment in the data center. And that's really where I come in. I spend a lot of time working on AI solutions in the data center, but it still comes back to this Dell AI Factory framework, right? We always want to talk about this. How do we keep your data secure? That's a huge issue in your data centers? How do I use this data, but how do I make sure it's clear? How do I make sure that it's safe? I use this slide a lot to talk to customers, and I always talk about the end use case in mind, but we really have to start with the use case as well. And I bet most people in this audience are in the same boat as most of my audiences. You are a developer or you're an IT team member, and on one side, you've got a bunch of people who are bringing AI to the office on their phone or on their PC, and they're sharing a lot of information. You hope they're sharing the right information. On the other side, you've got your executive team saying, I want AI, I want my efficiency and my innovation, where's that at? And you're in the middle in this, what I call the IT sandwich, but it's ITs and developers together in this sandwich. So what I'd like to do is take a few minutes and talk about a use case that we've looked at, and then talk about how we help customers deploy that. So I live in Dallas, and in Dallas, we get a lot of interesting weather through the area from time to time. Just in March, we had a hailstorm that came through. It was giant. It affected thousands of homes. It affected the roofs, the gutters, the window sills, your cars, your fences. Everything gets damaged in that event. Insurance companies have to come in and spend quite a bit of time and resources to help everybody quickly move through the filing of claims and figure out how to roll through that. They'll send in adjusters. Some of those adjusters are fantastic. They've been doing this for a while. They're fast, they're thorough. Some of the adjusters are new and they need help. And when you're looking at, number one, making sure people can be in their home's not leaking, it doesn't have a problem. Number two, compliance and regulatory issues, whether it's state or federal. And then number three, just customer satisfaction. You've got to find a way to move quickly. So we worked with our partner at AMD and our partners at Metrum to develop a solution that helps folks move fast, efficiently, and scale quickly. So I'm going to just touch on it really quick. We've actually got it down in the AI Hub, so definitely come down and get a look at it if you get a chance. But what I'd like to do is just kind of walk through some of the models and then how we overlay those onto the GPUs to give you an idea of how we scale through this. So there's really 4 models involved here, right? Number 1 is a vision language model, which allows you to take pictures of the home, of the windows and the roofs, and actually see the damage. We can take it frame by frame and provide a deep contextual analysis that gives you text that lets you see, oh, here's all the damage. Here's everything that's going on. We have a segment anywhere model, or segment anything model, that comes in and then highlights that damage as well, right? So now that adds to the deep contextual analysis, and it creates pictures and photos that have highlighted areas so you can see that damage as you file a report. The third one I would mention is the transcription model. That's one where your adjuster is on site, and they're taking a lot of time to fill out their paperwork. They're taking a lot of copious notes. But are they getting all of the notes? Are they getting everything written down? Did they write something down or forget to write something down that they've got to come back and add in later? With a transcription model like this, you can pull all of that information quickly as they take those notes and push it into that same set of content that you're developing. And then finally, you have an embedding model. That embedding model is part of a RAG system, retrieval augmented generation, that lets you pull in policy-specific information. That's important because now you can create hyper-personalized information, right? And that hyper-personalization is where a lot of this AI is going to go. How do I develop something that is specific to the people in front of me and they get value from it very quickly? So by pulling all 4 of these together, these